Hey guys, so since none of these state fairs are happening this year, it's the end of the summer. This is when we usually go, and I was really missing the food. So I decided it's time to finally dig out the fried Addy that I've had for the past 7 years. Since we got married, I don't know where we got it. But I've never been able to justify it until now, because we can't go to the fair and get the food, so I figured I can do that. So thankfully it looks like everything's in there. I didn't bother to check. It's brand new, it's just been opened. It's not a huge one, it's just a little tiny one, but I think that's fine. So, the menu for tonight, we are doing Doughboys, and it's just bread dough. I have some little frozen bun dough ball things that somebody gave me. So I took out 4 of those to thaw. And then we're doing donuts, which is just going to use a can of biscuits. So that will be the donuts, and then we'll put sugar on them. French fries. Now, I don't know if all the fairs have these, but it might just be because we're so close to Canada. But Will really wants to have poutine. So it's just French fries with gravy on top and then mozzarella. And I'm just going to use this that I have, just some brown gravy mix. So you just add water and cook it. So we're going to do the poutine. Deep fried Oreos. And I didn't want to buy a big full package of Oreos, and all I could find in a small pack was these. So we're going to have mini deep fried Oreos. We'll see how that goes. Corn dogs. I just got some cheap hot dogs and a cornbread mix. And then I was talking about this at work today, and one of my coworkers asked if I was making blooming onions. I'm like, well, I didn't think of it because I don't like onions. But baby girl likes onion rings. So I have some onions here, so I'm going to try that. So overall, the most expensive thing for this was the Crisco. They didn't have a store brand, so that was $5.50 for the container of it. For the corn dogs, this was $1.50. This was 50 cents. So $2 for the corn dogs. 50 cents for the donuts. I had potatoes. It was $1 for the Oreos. So I'm getting out of this pretty cheap. So it's not dinner time now, it's still early afternoon, so I'm going to wash and cut up all of the potatoes that I'm using for the French fries, and I think I'll cut up the onion too, just so I don't have like all those weird oniony fumes floating around while I'm trying to cook. Okay, these are all thawed. They've actually risen a little bit. So I'm just going to dust them with some flour and flatten them out for the Doughboys. Okay, so I have the shortening in there. That is melted and heating. I'm going to make the cornbread muffin mix in this cup so I can dunk the hot dogs in it. Okay, that worked surprisingly well. I thought it was going to make a big mess. So I'll just cover that with a paper towel now. Okay, this is just some regular pancake mix. I'm going to use this for the Oreos first and then for the blooming onion. I've got the gravy on the stove. They did brown, but I don't think that'll affect the taste at all. Not sure what's the best way to do this. I've got the fan going, so hopefully the alarm doesn't go off again. Those are ready. So all I gotta do is dip them in the cornbread mix. It's their turn. Okay, I think the fries are done. I've got the gravy all done. That's just chilling in the pot until we're ready to eat. Okay, so that should be the longest thing. That did take about 15-ish minutes, I think. Okay, so I think corn dogs next. I want it to be a nice thick coating. Okay. Here's to not burning myself. Let's just cut them in half and do little ones. Right? Does that make sense? Oh no! Hey, not too bad. Now I think if you just drop that in, that would be a hush puppy, right? Pancake mix, little Oreos, because I don't want the oil picking up weird flavors before I do them. I'm so excited. My ideas don't usually work out this well. Okay, I'll get some paper towel for those. Ho ho! Okay, yeesh. Moving right along. What do we have left? Doughboys. Yes, I want to do the onion last so it doesn't contaminate. So we're gonna do the doughboys. Flattened them out earlier. You can see they've risen a little bit. Now the top side's formed a bit of a crust, so I'm gonna do it this way. I forgot to get confectioner sugars for those, but I'll have to be okay. I have the crescent rolls. I did just poke a hole in them real quick. And I'm going to throw those in next. And at least with these, you can kind of tell when it's done cooking when it stops sizzling. That looks so good. Little donuts. I was thinking these are pretty much the same thing as the doughboys, but these I will put some sugar on. Of course I don't have white sugar, so we're going to have like pink and yellow baking sugar, but that's fine. And then the doughboys, I'll put some syrup on. I forgot to salt the fries while they were hot. It's okay. You're gonna put the gravy on them. Beautiful. And I'm gonna sprinkle some sugar on those right now while they're still hot. Those corn dogs, it's just the onion left. I'm glad I cut this up earlier because my eyes were burning for like a half an hour after I did it. So this, just gonna sit in the pancake mix. I think. I have no idea if this is gonna work or not. I feel like this, okay. Hopefully the onion itself is cooked. I think that's the last for that. One more thing. Okay, the gravy's a little thin, but it's okay. Okay, most of that came out way better than I expected it to, and my family's been really patient, so I'm gonna let them come down and eat now. Okay, so there's one more thing I was waiting to find before I finish this video. So our fair has a sugar house, and this one, I think it's a family comes in and they run it every year during the fair, and they have a whole setup, and it's just all maple. You can see they have a diorama of how they tap the trees, the whole process and everything. You can get, of course, maple syrup, maple candy, maple cotton candy, maple whoopie pies, everything, including maple ice cream, and that's what we always get. So I was going to just mix some up and try to do it that way, but Oakhurst, it's like a New England dairy company, came out with maple milk this year. So this is perfect to fill that little void. And you could definitely make this. Yeah, first ingredient milk, second ingredient maple syrup, just real maple syrup, and it's delicious.